Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. We appreciate you guys coming on here and saying hello. So let's say hello to a few friends here. I surprised some of you, I know, by... Okay, yeah, you're number one this morning. How are you? Janice, Nellie, good morning to you. We appreciate you coming on. And Kevin, there you are. We missed you yesterday. Brahim, Rosalinda, good morning. Carol, West Virginia, good morning to you. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to have you on with us. Wendy is on from Markham. And I fooled you guys, eh? I talked about being on this afternoon. Anyway, change of plans. Natalie, Marla, how are you? And Nativity, Diane from Peterborough, Sandy from Chilliwack, British Columbia, and Rosa from Montreal. Helga, how are you? Doris, nice to have you on. Sharon from Kansas. Fran, Orangeville, good morning to you. Lynn, Dave, Cardiff, Barashan, how are you? Diane from LaSalle, Ontario. Jean and Sylvia from Mississippi. You know what that. Bruno, I remember fooling around with that. Adeline, Francis, Dennis, good morning. Frida, and Brenda from Bancroft. Milika, how are you? Bonnie, Little Britain. Cecilia, Shediac, New Brunswick. Kristen is from Saskatchewan. Amber from New Jersey. Wow, guys, we get them from all over. Karen, yes, and Nativity. This is St. Patrick's Day. And Kevin said he's sorry he missed yesterday. Well, Kevin, isn't it nice to be missed? Rosalinda. Dave is saying good morning to Kevin. See, Kev? Sandy. Sue, how are you from Bolton? Nice to have you on. I'm going to say hello. I have to do this, guys, because I never see her name. Doc McEwen, and she's usually on with us. Wanda from Virginia. Etta. Yolande. Elsie. And Elsie saying, does cortisol make you constipated? It shouldn't. Maria. Karen. Sue. St. Marie. How are you? Okay, guys, let's get going, okay? We'll say hello to maybe a few if I see your name come by on the scroll. But what's reflecting in my glasses? I can't even tell. Hi, Ann from Lively. Okay. Milika said, I almost had my coffee without you this morning. Okay. Guys, location. That is the theme this morning of our podcast together, okay? Location. Now, I'm going to show you something that my audience is very familiar with, and that is I'm showing you 1 pound of fat, okay? 1 pound of fat. But what's even more important is where that fat is located. Location. Okay? It's like real estate, right? So when this, okay, I'm showing my audience 1 pound of fat. If this is around your organs, okay? Or in your liver. Very dangerous, okay? So you can have fat, and everybody does, okay? You can have fat, subcutaneous fat underneath the skin, okay? Everybody has some, and some have more than others. But comparatively, it's not dangerous at all compared to fat that is around your organs. That's called visceral fat. Visceral fat. It's very, very important distinction. Fat around your organs. So again, let's just do a little bit of a nutrition study. What happens? How do you get this fat, visceral fat, around your organs? How does that happen? Okay? We just rinse and repeat here. We're going to repeat. When one consumes sugar or food that is turned into sugar rapidly, okay? So, bread, pasta, rice, cereals, sugar, sweets, pastries, bagels, muffins, okay? Anything that turns to sugar rapidly, okay? So remember, bread, for example, and I don't care if it's 20 grain bread. It don't matter. They're just sugar molecules holding hands. Okay, so there's sugar and sugar molecules attached. That's what carbs are. And they break down very quickly. It's at the speed of their breakdown that counts. So let's follow a piece of bread for a minute. Okay, let's say, like a lot of my patients used to tell me, Dr. Martin, how can I have bacon and eggs without toast? So let's follow the toast. And then we'll follow the bacon and eggs. Okay? So let's talk about what I used to call, I remember doing this on my radio show years ago. I used to call breakfast the most dangerous meal of the day. It's the most dangerous. We'll talk about that. Okay? So let's follow. You're in a restaurant, you see people, they've ordered bacon and eggs. Good for them. But they got toast there. Okay? Good. Like my patients used to say, what am I going to dip my eggs in if I don't have toast? I used to tell them, pretend. Okay? So let's follow the breakdown of toast. They've got toast. What happens inside your system? You eat a slice of toast. It's breaking down rapidly in your system to sugar. Therefore, whenever you have sugar, remember, sugar cannot stay in your bloodstream. Why? Because it's very toxic. Your body knows that. The world don't know that, but your body knows it. So your body says, you're insisting on eating bread. Therefore, insulin, the storage hormone, the traffic cop, says inside your body, pancreas secretes insulin. Insulin says to sugar, because you just added a slice of bread that's broken down into sugar rapidly, says, you know what, sugar? Here's what insulin says to it. You cannot park in the blood. I won't let you. Why? It's a no parking zone for sugar. Why? Because sugar destroys blood vessels very rapidly. Sugar is toxic. So your body is dedicated to taking sugar and storing it. Okay? Got to be stored. And, okay, insulin says its favorite spot to park it is muscle. But you don't have a lot. I'm not saying you, I'm saying population. You don't have muscle, or very little of it. It's only got so much parking space because you don't have a lot of muscle. So what happens? Well, insulin says, okay, I'm out of parking for sugar in muscle. I must therefore park it in the Costco parking lot, the liver. Okay? And so when sugar is parked in the liver, okay, by insulin, it's turned to glycogen, fat. Okay? Sugar turns to fat in your body. That's how your body operates. And the liver, once it gets full, no more parking spots, okay? The muscle doesn't have any. Your liver doesn't have any. So you know what insulin does? Insulin says, well, I got no choice. I have to park it. I have to take that sugar and park it. So you know what happens? Your body produces more parking spots. And it starts around the liver. Around the liver. And your liver, your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, guys. Intelligent like you have no idea. Your liver tries to make more parking spots by sending into the bloodstream triglycerides, fat balls. Fat balls. 3 fat balls. Triglycerides. Is that good for you? No. No, that's not good for you. Well, look, everybody makes triglycerides, but you don't want them to be high, because that's very dangerous for your heart. Very dangerous for your brain. So your body, that's how your body operates. So, location. When fat sent into the bloodstream, we know that's dangerous. Not cholesterol, triglycerides. And your body, so what it has is an unlimited capacity to make parking spaces. So you know what it does? It makes more and more and more fat around the liver. And then it spreads. The fat spreads around the liver. You have fat in the liver, that's called fatty liver. You have fat around the liver, okay, as the body makes more and more, because people insist on being carboholics and sugarholics. And remember, okay, this is a very important point that we're talking about. Fructose, the sugar, okay? Fructose, high fructose corn syrup. It really packs on fat in the liver because, think about it for a minute, this is important again, a bear, when it's getting ready for hibernation, needs to fatten up. You know what it does? Not eating meat. Okay? It's not chasing us for winter. Chasing meat. You know what it's chasing? Blueberries. Why? Because they can eat 30,000 blueberries a day. To what? To fatten up. Get ready for winter. They're going to go and have a long siesta. So the fructose goes directly to their liver and then builds fat, lots of it. So fructose, see, man thought they were smarter than God. Man thinks they're smarter than God. So what did they do? I watched it happen, guys, in the 1980s. I watched it. They said, you know what? We're going to make a healthy sugar. We're going to call it high fructose corn syrup. It's made out of corn. It's made in a lab. It's fructose. The world will say, oh, aren't we smart? Better sugar. It's healthier. It's fructose. Listen, guys. God wants you to eat an orange, not drink it. And high fructose corn syrup goes directly to the liver. In a nanosecond, heads to the liver, and you already got the Costco parking lot there. You see kids with fatty liver. You see kids with fatty liver. Isn't that incredible? Guys, it's incredible. So what I'm saying is location, location, location. It's where fat is. You got fat around your butt? Okay. Cosmetically, you might not like that so much. Okay? You got fat around your thighs. Cosmetically, you're going, I want to get rid of that. But the dangerous fat, because of what it does inside your body, is visceral fat. Visceral means around the organs. And guys, it's today why we see, number one, so much fatty liver. Okay? Number two, we see so much pancreatitis and pancreatic cancer, which is out of control today. I remember when I was in school in the 70s, pancreatic cancer was an old man's cancer. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just rarely happened. Never happened in women. Okay? Never happened in women. It was what we called an old man's cancer. Today, it's crazy. It's up compared to the 70s, like 300-400%. Why? I'm a why guy. I always ask the question, why? Okay? Why? And the answer is, well, we were never meant to consume the amount of sugar that we're consuming, including sugar molecules that are found in bread and pasta and all. Like, we're just living loaded on carbs. We weren't eating like that 100 years ago. So what's happened? Well, we have dangerous visceral fat. Fat around the organs is a different puppy altogether. It's a different fat altogether. Because when this is around the organs, your body responds to it. It's one of the things that we know much more today than we used to. I started talking about inflammation in the body years ago. 30 at least. I saw it in chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Enormous amount of inflammation in the body. okay? And there are different factors for that. But one of them is fat. When you have fat around your organs, liver, pancreas, your heart, your bowel, around your stomach. Remember where your pancreas is, guys. Just underneath. Your pancreas, by the way, okay, you know me and my ballpoint pens. First of all, don't touch my pen. This is my pen. I'm very sensitive to my pen, okay? Now, think of your stomach, okay? And your pancreas is the size of a ballpoint pen. Not big. That's your pancreas, okay? And inside your ballpoint pen, you have ink. Inside your pancreas, you have insulin. And insulin is on your side till it's not. Till you overuse it. Okay? So visceral fat, how do you get it? Sugar. Carbs that turn to sugar rapidly. Don't fool yourself. I used to tell my patients, don't fool. The worst deception, I used to tell them, is self-deception. Dr. Martin, I don't eat a lot of carbs. I said, can I prove to you that you do? Tell me about your breakfast. Well, I have steel cut oatmeal. Steel cut. I said, yeah. Well, it don't turn into steel in your body. It's turning into fat in your body. Well, Dr. Martin, how am I going to get my fiber? I don't care. Fiber's overrated. You're eating sugar. It turns to sugar. It elevates your blood sugar in a nanosecond when you eat oatmeal and other cereals. Don't eat that stuff. It's the most dangerous meal of the day is your breakfast. You're starting a cascade of fat deposits around your organ when you eat the wrong food, and especially if you drink the wrong drink. This is why I always tell my patients, I tell my audience, I tell you guys over and over again, drink water and coffee. You don't need anything else. Cut out the juices. And I don't care if it's Tropicana with a lot of pulp. Oh, I heard that a million times. Stop it. It's turning into fat, especially in your liver. And when the liver is full, it's got no choice. When the Costco parking lot is full, it's got no choice. It's going to send out triglycerides into the bloodstream, fat balls that clog up your arteries, and then it's going to deposit fat around your organs. It'll start with the liver. When the liver has no more spot for fat, it'll deposit more fat around it, and then it spreads around the colon. Why do you think we have so much colon cancer today? Why do you think we have so much colorectal cancer today? Why do you think we have so much heart disease today? Not cholesterol. It's not cholesterol. It's fat. Fat in the wrong location. Why do you think that, we have so much cognitive issues? Right? Cognitive issues. your brain. You don't want the wrong type of fat around your organs. You know I like fat in the brain, but not this kind of fat. Okay? Your brain is made up of fat. Eat fat for your brain. Eat fat for your, and by the way, kidneys. Didn't even talk about visceral fat around the kidneys. Dangerous fat. Location, location, location. So guys, like, I didn't even tell you about the new study out. I gave you a little bit of physiology this morning. Physiology 101. Okay? Now we'll talk a little bit about this study that came out. It's showing that when you have this, okay, this around your organs, your body responds to it by creating an inflammation. Because your body sees this, okay, the fat around your organs, unlike your fat in your butt. It sees it as a foreign invader. Therefore, it activates the immune system. Now, the immune system is beautiful, guys. You want an immune system. You know what you want your immune system for? For viruses, for bacteria, for cancer cells. You want your immune system. You know what this is? You know what fat does to your immune system? It sends, the immune system sees this as a foreign invader because it's around your organs. So the new study is showing that the body starts responding by what they call a cytokine storm. The ambulances are out. The fire trucks are out. They're racing to the area around your organs because they see this is foreign to your body. And so you create an inflammatory response. And again, inflammation, if you have a virus, you got a bug, you got a head cold. That's just your body responding to a virus or a bacteria. You have a sore throat. Oh, and you got inflammation there. Well, that's on your side, guys, because the ambulance is coming with more enzymes and more blood supply and more cytokines to help heal and regenerate and kill the bug. But you don't want it around the organs because what happens is that it never gets turned off. And inflammation that doesn't go away now becomes destructive. Cytokines, if they don't go away, become destructive. They destroy tissue. They destroy blood vessels. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Okay? Again, inflammation's is not Houdini. We always taught that. It's not Houdini. It just doesn't, there's no reason for inflammation unless something's going on. And one of the things, and people don't realize this, they're walking around and they have no idea that their inflammation markers are skyrocketing because of location, location, location. Fat, visceral fat around the organs. And this is the new study. It's just confirming what we've been talking about because, like I said, I remember back in the days of chronic fatigue syndrome and nobody was doing the test of C-reactive protein or whatever to find out if their inflammation markers were high. The only test they did, I'm talking about way back, was like an RA, a rheumatoid arthritis test, to see if they had autoimmune rheumatoid arthritis. And the doc would say, no, you don't. I know, but you still got high inflammation. And when you have high inflammation in fibro, well, they had huge amount of pain. And it wasn't going away. So guys, that's really important when you think about it, isn't it? And so now let's talk about what's the solution for visceral fat. Well, obviously, by deduction, food. Change fuel. This is why, guys, it's one of the biggest reasons that I created the reset. Like, people thought I was crazier than a hoot owl. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Are you kidding me? That's full of cholesterol. It'll kill you. Nah, it won't. Because I'm aiming at your insulin. If I can, or if you can cut your insulin down, the need for insulin down, you're going to save your pancreas. You're going to cut down on your visceral fat. Big time. There was a reason, guys, for my madness. And, I tried to explain it to people. Listen, we're going after your pancreas. We're going to send your pancreas to Hawaii. I used to tell my patients that. I'm sending your pancreas on a 30-day vacation. Okay? It's going to rest. It needs one. Patients, they looked at me like I had two heads. Like, who is this guy? I said, no, you gotta, I often said this. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Okay? You have to start with food, guys. You must start with food. It's the foundation to get rid of visceral fat. Yeah. You have to empty your liver to make more room. And, okay, so food, numero uno. Always start with food, guys. I'm a food doctor. Okay? I'm a food doctor. I don't care. You can take 1 million supplements. You'll never out-supplement a bad diet. You'll never out-medicate a bad diet. You'll never out-exercise a bad diet. My foundation always has been, always will be, the diet. Food. You have to eat anyways. Now I want you to understand how your body operates, and you're going to make better choices. And obviously the second one is muscle. Guys, what we knew about muscle in the 1970s, we knew nothing. I knew you needed it, but we never understood how metabolically important muscle is. Sun, Steak, and Steel. If you haven't got that book, get the book. Talks about the importance of muscle. Okay? It talks about the importance of muscle. Because the more muscle you have, the more parking spots you have. You're making yourself more parking spots for glycogen. That is really important. So, and muscle becomes very anti-inflammatory. Very anti-inflammatory because, again, whenever your body sees that you have visceral fat, it sends off a response to your immune system. Now, I'm going to do part 2 on this tomorrow, because there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to location. Okay? So anyway, Friday is what? Q&A. Okay? Q&A. So send in your questions to info@martinclinic.com. If you haven't got our book, Rebuild Your Temple, okay? You can still get that book. It's a hot bestseller. We really appreciate that. Okay? And in Canada, still available, only in Canada right now, Sun, Steak, and Steel, and Sleep. Okay? That was a big bestseller. Okay, we appreciate that, guys. Again, my audience, it's you. Okay. Okay, and Cecilia says Friday she'll be in Cancun. Well, just good for you, Cecilia. You're going to go get your vitamin D, aren't you? Good for you. Okay. Guys, we love you. Do you think I don't mean that? I know I say it, but do you think I don't mean it? I mean it. My audience, you guys are the smartest, the best, the most loyal audience that there is in the podcast industry. I know that. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.